Jimmy Kimmel Live suspended indefinitely after host Charlie Kirk comments. ABC says late night show will not air for the foreseeable future after Kimmel accused Republicans of doing everything they can to score political points from Kirk's killing. ABC's decision to suspend Kimmel came just minutes after one of the biggest owners of TV stations in the U.S., Nexstar Media, announced it would preempt any episodes of Jimmy Kimmel Live set to air on the stations it owns across the country due to his comments. Nexstar's owned and partner. That's getting old. Don't do it anymore. Nexstar owned, and I hate that that's the timing for all of these like late night shows and whatnot. It's like 2 sentences, a theoretical punchline, laugh track, or the audience is like, "That's so funny." But anyways, Nexstar, after his comments. Actually, no, I don't want to watch the whole thing. Can I get the short version of it? I think I put it somewhere around here. Give me a second. I'll find it. I just want the minute-long statement that he made, which essentially is just him saying, here we go. I can just put it right here. Okay.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between.
So smearing the right or conservatives for painting the murderer as anything else other than one of them, when he was like quite literally a gay, what's the right word? Gay, not a leftist, a
twink
gay.
Lover.
Okay, so yeah, he's a gay, transgender, loving, furry. Would it be fair to consider him Antifa? Because he was in some of those discords, or no?
I would say yeah.
Adjacent, at least. Antifa adjacent.
So yeah, definitely MAGA Republican. Definitely that. And so his comments right here.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
Oh yeah, and then he takes a clip of Trump saying something about the building on the White House, and it's like, look how sad he is. Obviously trying to like poke fun at him or whatnot. Now listen, what Jimmy Kimmel said here is nowhere near as egregious as millions of other people have said, like rest in piss, I'm glad you're dead, making, t-shirts and profiting off of the death of Charlie Kirk and, destroying his murals, destroying some of the vigils or trying to interrupt, like dancing on his grave, stuff like that. Nowhere near as bad as any of those people, but it is just another stuck up, disconnected multi-millionaire talking down to the average American and being like, those conservative retards, one of their own killed one of their own. They're trying to blame us, but we're so morally superior over here on whatever platform that I happen to be on within my mansion with my private security. Those lowly people just don't know what's really going on. Well, congratulations. Maybe you need to find a new job. Oops. Indefinitely pulled from the air. Yeah, so congratulations, I guess.
Well, I'm sure he'll always have a promising career of telling large-breasted women to jump up and down on trampolines.
Mm-hmm. So before Nexstar took action, the FCC chair Brendan Carr had urged local broadcasters to stop airing the show. They were saying they were running the possibility of fines or license revocation from the FCC. So because of his comments. Now, again, his comments didn't seem that aggressive to me. He's just lying, but they always lie, so that's not that much out of the ordinary. If they continue to run content that ends up being a pattern of news distortion, which again, so what they're saying is essentially Mr. Kimmel propagating this just obviously false lie that somehow this, again, transgender loving, gay, furry, Antifa schizo was somehow a right-wing actor, which is just an out-and-out lie. If you keep saying that, that's a news distortion, because I guess for a broadcast license, it's a little bit different. Like, you're not allowed to, like, knowingly broadcast lies or distort the news intentionally. So under that clause, they can technically go after some of these people for saying certain things on the air. You're always entitled to your opinion on a lot of things, at least most of the time, but you can't just outright distort the truth, even though, again, you could argue that they always do anyways. But this sort of clause is very intermittently applied, so you can basically get away with anything unless it gets too much attention, unless it gets too much pushback, which obviously did.
So, from my understanding of this, and I, again, am no lawyer, the law on it is extremely convoluted, but the FCC regulations only apply to licensed broadcastings, right? They do not apply to, like, anything that he might say or do on his own show on, say, YouTube or a stream or something.
Well, right, because they're a syndicated, like, network, right?
Correct.
So on a private YouTube channel, I could say that actually Tyler Robinson is one of the gray aliens, and he appeared to me in a dream last night, and he beamed me up to his spaceship and told me about the plan. Okay, the aliens are coming. I can say all those things, but again, they'll say wacky things online all the time or on their networks all the time, but it's only if they get enough pushback, if it gets enough negative attention, that the FCC will actually do something about it.
People were saying in chat it was a way to just get him out because his ratings sucked and all that.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
A lot of the late night has sucked for a long time, and they have kind of been cratering. I think, what was it? Who's the other guy that got canned?
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert, yes. So Stephen Colbert got off the air, and he had like a retirement or whatnot, but it was because his network, the ratings had just been falling for the last like 8 years, like very steadily. And they were paying for that show like $50 million a year, $100 million a year. For
Well, they
all
had
the
like
production
19 writers. And
oh, yeah. No, it's
the
a joke.
cast was just massive.
And so after a while, they're like, and they tried to politicize that as well, saying that that's just the network trying to like buy favor with Trump because Stephen went after Trump or whatnot. I mean, there's probably some backdoor politics going on, literally and figuratively, but it's all gay news propaganda. You guys don't watch the news anyways. I just thought it was funny.
You're right about that. I haven't watched the news in a very long time, so I feel very out of touch, but that is kind of funny. You got pee-pee slapped for that.